we here at Blind Eye have the vision to create an environment that justly evaluates students based solely off of their offenses.
We hope to create a disciplinary system that avoids excluding pupils from the learning environment to fix their learning misbehavior.
We will accomplish this by substituting suspensions for in-school counseling and rehabilitate the kids and keep them engaged in their learning.
How we will enact on our mission is we will implement a system of in-school counseling. Essentially, rather than being suspended, students will be placed in a room with a counselor who will act as a teacher.
Multiple students may be placed in the same room at the same time, but they will be spread far apart from each other.
Lunch will be delivered to the students. The only time students will be allowed to leave the room is when using the bathroom.
There are two sets of tiers or ranks. The first has less severe punishment and the second one has greater punishment. Set 1 with less severity. Tier 1 offenses will serve the student 1 mark. If 3 marks are met, the student's parents will be notified and the student will endure lunch detention. Tier 1 consists of arriving late to class or not turning in work. Tier 2 offenses will serve the student 2 marks. Tier 2 consists of improper dress code and not listening to an instructor. Tier 3 offenses will instantly notify the student's parents. Additionally, the student will endure 2 days of in-school session counseling. Set in stone punishment for plagiarism also applies to the student along with anyone who is associated. Tier 3 offenses include skipping class and plagiarism. Tier 4 offenses will result in an instant parent notification and the student will endure a minimum of 8-day in-school counseling sessions or more depending on the severity of the action. Students must also pay for any damages caused. Tier 4 offenses include destruction of property, including vandalism, and consumption of illicit substances within the school ground. Set 2 with higher severity. Tier 1 offenses will result in parent notification and lunch detention. Tier 1 consists of class disruption and overall disturbance. Tier 2 offenses will result in a parent-to-teacher meetup and a minimum of 5 days in-school session counseling depending on the severity. Tier 2 includes verbal abuse of any kind or harassment. Tier 3 offenses will result in a parent-to-teacher meetup and a minimum month's worth of in-school session counseling. Tier 3 consists of physical harassment or harm and threats to the school or students.
Alright class, and that's how photosynthesis works. Now if you want, here's your assignment, Robert, and here's your assignment, Matthew.
Thank you.
Ezekiel, you're late to class. Where were you? Where's your essay slip, in fact? You don't have one? Where were you at? Around? Where around? Where? Around the school? Where around the school? The school has many buildings.
Why does it matter?
Because I'm your teacher. Where were... Alright, I'm just gonna put skipping class. And also you're late to class, so you're gonna have to go get a pink slip. Actually, no, go in your seat. It's fine. Whoa, 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 is that Crocs? You know better. That's improper dress code. You can't be wearing Crocs at school. Who taught you? Okay, you know what? Also, those AirPods on the phone, put that phone away when you're talking to me. Take the AirPods off. Alright, now go to the office, alright? The office is that way. I said go to the office, Zeke. I'm gonna be notifying you. Preposterous. Alright class, and if you turn to page 52 on your notebooks, you will learn about the Pythagorean theorem. Essentially, the Pythagorean theorem is basically where you add some numbers together and then you square root them and then take the square root of them. Ezekiel, did you just throw an Oreo at Robert?
My fault.
Alright, don't do it again. As I was saying, on page 52, you will learn about the Pythagorean theorem. Essentially, you will take two numbers and then you will take the square root of them and then you find the power of it all. And then you're gonna add... Zeke, who are you talking to back there? Don't do that again. Poor Robert's over here just reading his... Where's your notebook right now?
Oh.
Yeah, get that out. Anyways, as I was saying, the Pythagorean theorem is basically where you take some numbers and you...
Bro!
What's up, bro? What's up? What's up?
It is expected that through the substitution of ordinary suspension that for guidance counseling that students will be able to maintain learning in school and be able to rehabilitate the kids, and the guidance counselors would be their teachers.
We can put this plan into fruition simply just by the use of our PBL lab, as our PBL lab can be the classroom in which we will place the students for the counselors to teach them. Additionally, we can also take advantage of the fact that we have 2 counselors already at the school. Now, what that basically means is because we have 2 counselors, we will not need to hire more counselors. So why does that matter? Well, basically, if we hire more counselors, they would need extra teaching. So in that regard, we are already free of that. Alright, now, however, it is true, although that we might run out of counselors to meet up with the demand of students who are committing offenses and going into in-school sessions like counseling. So to counteract this, we can simply add more of a budget towards those in hiring counselors. And now as to why we want to remove suspensions, well, simply put, we have done research that suggests that suspensions do nothing but detriment to students. Putting students in suspensions, all it does is it makes them miss their work, which is vital for them. A student may come back after like a week suspension, and then they may have like a whole essay or 2 to write and then a lot of homework, and they won't even be caught up with their assignments. So in order to prove this, we're going to show a skit.
Yo, I'm back, yo.
Hey, you're back, Zeke. You're back from suspension. Alright, Zeke, now that you're back, we gotta get you caught up on your work. Are you ready? So first of all, you missed this essay we had last Friday, and the Thursday before that, we also had a whole study guide to do. It was like 50 pages to study for the test. And before that, we had a study guide for the study guide on Wednesday. And before that study guide, we had a study guide for the study guide for the study guide. Are you ready to do all that?
I'm not doing that.
Well,
What do I look like to you? I'm not doing all that.
well, I mean, if you don't do it, you're gonna get an F in this class. You gotta do it by this Friday. You have 24 hours.
I don't care. I got one last quarter, so what does that matter?
I guess you gotta get one for the semester if you don't. You gotta get an A in this class or you're gonna fail.
I don't care.
Well,
I'll see you later. I know y'all missing me.
okay. Welcome to class, Robert. Welcome to class, Matthew. Welcome back from in-school suspension counseling, Ezekiel. How was it?
It was fun.
You were actually on time today. That counseling must have really worked on you. Are you repaid now?
I think it did. I feel like a new man.
Huh. Well, now that you have all your work completed, we have a free day today, so you don't gotta work on anything. You're free for today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you actually have an A in this class. That's higher than your average C that you usually have.
Thank you.
I know. Good job, Ezekiel.
Oh.
There.
We believe that after implementing our structure, that there will be greater capabilities of learning for students who have been suspended, and for less minor behavior problems in Patel High School.
As to why our system is more effective, simply put, our system doesn't put students back into their house for like a whole week for getting suspended. Instead, we make sure the students can keep the work and do not fall behind. Now, while we put students inside of a room for the counselors, they will still keep the work, and they still have the benefits of suspending, which is that they can reflect on what they have done and learn from it. So as for that, that is why our system is better and it should be implemented. Thank you for your time.